What's going on, my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Grow, Live, Dream. I am your boy, LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother, T. Hutton, the motivator. Man, we have an amazing show for you guys. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, doing really good. Today is a good day as always. You hear me say it so many times. Waking up is a blessing, so each day is a great day. No matter what you get accomplished, try to make it better than when you woke up. But it's a great day to wake up. So I'm happy,
You
man. I'm
already
excited.
know.
I'm excited to talk about this today, man. If y'all haven't known, we're now in Black History Month, so it's time to talk about it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And before we jump right into this thing, make sure that you guys comment. Make sure that you share. Make sure you jump right into those comments, right? Have dialogue with us. Ask whatever questions. And also make sure that you like and love, guys. We appreciate all the support. Thank you very much. Now we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go, T. Hutton, the Motivator.
Man, like so today we're talking about, being an overcomer, overcoming adversity. So, like, I want to start off by talking about some historical figures, and then I know LeVar will talk about some personal things that we have tried to or had to overcome over the course of our lives. And
Mhm.
if you're watching the show, share your story, put it in the comments, let us put it on the screen. Let's talk about that. What have you overcome? What things are you working to overcome? And let's just talk about how to overcome and what it looks like to be an overcomer.
Yeah.
LeVar, like to get started, LeVar, like when you first think about overcoming, let's kind of define it for them, LeVar. Like, what do you think overcoming means to you?
Man, overcoming is having barriers that you did not allow stop you, no matter how big or small, right? A lot of people have major barriers happen in their life. What's up, Yesenia? How are you? A lot of people have major barriers, situations that happen in their life. And for that person that stands in there, that stands strong and says that I'm not going to give up and I'm going to push through, and they push to the other side, that person is an overcomer. It don't really matter whether it's big. It don't matter whether it's small. If it's big in your eyes, you're an overcomer. If it's something you had to push through, you're an overcomer. That right there is what that means to me. The question that you just asked. What's up, Gavin Jordan, Facebook user? Make sure you put your name in there. I don't know why it's not saying that. But I love the fact that you jumped in and you gave us what being an overcomer is or overcoming for you. Thank you very much. How about yourself, T. Hutton? Talk to me. What is being an overcomer to you?
I guess it's like you hear us ask each one of our guests to come on the show, what does tenacity looks like? What does tenacity mean for you? And that's it. It's just never giving up. Continue to fight the good fight. You don't quit until you don't have any breath left in your body. And that's what it is. It is just fighting, continue to fight. And you know what I like about the concept of an overcomer, LeVar, is the fact that, and I like that, yes, I am an overcomer. But I
Hey man,
like
y'all
the
make sure
fact
y'all
that,
put that in the
you're an
chat if you watch it.
overcomer.
Go
That
ahead and
means
put that in the comments. Say, I am an overcomer. You already know, Yesenia. You're definitely an overcomer. Outright amazing. Outright amazing. Go ahead, T. Hutton.
so. What I was saying is just that, one of the best things about overcoming is having something to overcome. I don't think a lot of us give credit to the challenges that we have in our lives. And I feel though those challenges come to make us better.
Mm-hmm.
They come to increase our strength in areas of weakness or improve us in areas that we need improvement in.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not coming to increase your strength. They're just a test on the way to your next level.
That's right.
So acknowledging that you are an overcomer, that you are a fighter, that you are still in the fight is one of the first steps of reaching your next level, reaching your dreams. And that having that fight in you, having that, like I like to say it, like with boxers, they say, "Do you have any dog in him? Is he gonna really fight?" You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, are you
Yeah.
gonna run or are you gonna fight? Like, if you got that fighting and you're willing to fight for your dreams, like until you reach it, you're still an overcomer.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
100%. Until you reach it, you're still in overcoming because you're still overcoming.
yes.
You're still an overcomer because you're still overcoming, meaning every step to get to where you need to go, you had to overcome it, right? Which is why, we think about the show we had the other day about celebrating the invisible victories, right?
Yeah.
That show, right? As long as you're moving through, as long as you're overcoming, continue to celebrate that.
Yeah, and it's important to celebrate on the way there. And I like you said you're overcoming. Ain't that like that ing?
That's right.
I have to be honest with you, man. No matter what you put that ing behind, man, it just makes it better. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It just makes it better. It is amazing how those things just like certain stuff, little small, conjunctions and words and different things can make things so much better. Like the word "but," like when you was in the midst of it, but this happened. Like that change, that shift in the atmosphere, that's a change that you cannot deny, because you might have been dealing with a trial, or you might have been dealing with a person, or whatever it is that you might have been struggling with. But
God, no.
What'd you say? What did you say? I missed you.
No, I said, but God.
Man, I got the courage to say that. But God, the moment everything changed.
That's right. That's right. I mean, what we're doing right now is we're just acknowledging. We're acknowledging that you're going to have to go through things, and you're going to have to continue pushing through. Right. The understanding of the struggles happening, but the understanding that you're never going to give up. The understanding that you're going to push through. The understanding that you are an overcomer. The understanding of how important that makes you in your life. And not only that, the understanding of that is something that you're going to pass on willingly or unwillingly to the people around you and your babies. Important.
Facts. Look, so starting out, I wanted to bring up George Washington Carver. He's not one of your premier people that you hear about unless it's Black History Month. You don't hear about him on a regular basis. He's a trailblazer that goes unknown most of the year. Not your Martin Luther King or your Rosa Parks and all the different people you're going to have on shirts and hear all these different things about. But nevertheless, he is a trailblazer. He is an overcomer, someone that had to overcome some monumental obstacles that we are still dealing with today. One of the biggest things he had to overcome was racism. So when we look back at his life, we look at the fact that, it's interesting that he was a slave, which is not that long ago. He was a slave. And, once he got his freedom, he decided to go off to school. Got accepted to school, LeVar. And when he got to school, they realized that, hey, this young man is Black. We're not allowing you to come to school here. He had everything. He had met all the requirements in life to get enrolled in school. And then they realized he was Black, and they stopped him at the door. Racism was his adversity he needed to overcome. But that wasn't the only one he would have to overcome. That was the first one. Have you ever feel like you checked all the boxes on some LeVar and something still stopped you?
Definitely. 100%. And I know a lot of people have as well. A lot of people that are watching. And Yesenia, thank you very much for inviting everybody in. We appreciate it. And if you are in the comments, if you are watching, continue to share, right? Because there's a lot of people right now that understand that right now you just have to have a spirit of overcoming. Right now, the most important thing is have a spirit of overcoming. Right, that spirit of overcoming is going to get you in the doors, is going to get you in the places that are going to change the game. But yes, Tia, and I have.
Yeah, and so when you start to look at that, having that one thing that jumps out at you that you already felt like, hey, look, I'm a sure win for this position. You know what? I went in for the interview. I am a sure win for this position. I applied for the job. I looked at my resume. I compared it with the job description, and I know that I should get this job. You know what I mean? You participated. You did all the practice. You went all the practices, LeVar, and you knew you should win the game. You got a better team, and you lost. There's so many different things that you feel like you are a sure win for, but adversity hits you. You know what I'm saying? I remember one year I was watching college football, and they was like, Texas was just a better team, and their quarterback went down in the first quarter. Very first series. Adversity struck. So you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do when adversity strikes? When it comes out of nowhere, when you get blindsided, like I'm talking, you know, that good blindside, that one that you've never seen, you never expected it. You know,
That's when the fight starts.
yeah.
That's when you in. That's when you truly in the game. When adversity hits, that's when you know you're truly in the game. That's when you. That's when you start to realize what you're made out of, right? And I would say to a lot of people that are watching, at that point, the way that you come out of that adversity is it's going to be something that's going to build. It's going to turn something on in you. It's going to turn something on in you that says, oh my God, I didn't even know that I would be able to go through that. I never would have thought that I'd be able to go through that and get on the other end of this and be where I am now. Now you're looking for the next adversity. Now you're saying, hey, look, all right, I was able to do it once. And the more that you do it, the more you build that muscle until you're an adversity fighting machine. You good. Right. And I think that's absolutely amazing. And, you know, just thinking about, you know, George Washington Carver, you know, like it's amazing when you realize that, man, I feel like I've gotten everything that I need. I feel like I've done everything that I need, but it's still something. How many of you guys that are watching right now have felt like, oh my God, it's always something else. It's always something else. I'm busting my tail. I'm waking up every morning. I'm doing what I need to do. I feel like I have everything checked off and something else just pops up. Are you going to be that person? Are you going to be that person that says, you know what, I'm just going to give up? I was listening to a song last night, real quick, and I'm going to get back to you. I was listening to a song last night, and I absolutely love this song. And in the chorus, he says, the only difference between a winner and a loser is a winner goes until he wins. Right? The winner continue moving. Right? Even when it hurts, even when adversity comes, the winner just continue going until he wins. And that's what we have to do in our life. We have to make sure that we're continuously moving no matter what until we get the win that we're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I challenge people all the time because I feel like winning is important. But I feel like if we focus so much on the win, we won't focus on what we're supposed to get from the lesson. Don't get me wrong. I feel like getting to school, going to graduation, you want to graduate with your degree. But you can graduate with your degree, but if you didn't learn what you needed to on the way there, what do you do when you get out of school?
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
I'm always about that process. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
right.
funny you were talking and you start talking about when adversity hits you, and then in my head it popped off, and I was like, "Oh, that's when you find out do you have that ing in you?" You know what I'm saying? Are you talking about being an overcomer, or are you overcoming? Is that ing in you? You know what I'm saying? Are you fighting, or have you already fought? You didn't gave up.
That's right. Everybody that's watching right now, go ahead and put it in the comments saying, I'm fighting. I don't care if you've gotten over stuff, if you've gotten through things, and you know that you're still moving to the top. I need you to go ahead and put in a comment said, I'm fighting, right? Go ahead and put it out there, right? Because believing in ourselves and believing in that next level and believing in that fight and believing in that grit and knowing that you got it in you is different from thinking you got it in you.
Yeah, totally different. Because when you get in the midst of that fight, when adversity hits you, LeVar, look, funny thing, to be honest with you, I've had the same situation happen. People see my name and they hear me talking on the phone. And like, remember when I first got back from home, I got back from Iraq, I was going to get an apartment in Lafayette, Louisiana. And I applied for it. They said, oh yeah, you're eligible. We have one ready to go. And I'm like, great. You know what I mean? I showed up 10 minutes later. 10 minutes. Walked in and the face didn't match the name. Didn't match the tone. And they was like, sir, no, we don't have, we haven't had any apartments available for like the last month. And I was like, I just literally applied and did everything online. Y'all said y'all had one available. And when I got there, because of the color of my skin, adversity says, nope, not today. But it didn't change the fact that I was planning on moving out my mom's house.
Hmm.
So guess what? Like Mike Tyson said, when you get punched in the mouth, you gotta keep fighting.
Yeah.
Because the fight ain't over with. It's funny because like a lot of people get hit that first time. Like I remember boxing, LeVar. I used to go to West Side Gym. And I used to box. We had an amazing coach, Coach Guzman, man. And he used to tell us all the time, man, you look good out there fighting. But what you gonna do when you get hit? He's like, I like the way you hit, you know what I'm saying? You strike very well, you know what I'm saying? You move really good. But what you gonna do when somebody finally lands a lick? And I was like, man, I'm too good for that. And then one day, somebody landed a lick. You know what I mean? And life happens. When you get hit, you got to determine right then, you know, are you going to fight? Now, you might have already been winning, but are you going to fight now? Because now you get hit back by life. Life has hit you back. Are you going to overcome what's going on? Are you going to look at those different adversities coming up in your life? Or are you going to just tuck tail and run? You know, it happens in business so many times that people hit what they think is a wall and then they just give up and close doors.
You know, it's funny. It's like that's when you realize, once again, that's when you realize that you're different. You're either different or you just like different or you just like everybody else. Because adversity gonna come regardless. It don't really matter who you are. Adversity gonna come. But do you want to be that person that's like the masses, that and the masses are going to give up? Let's just be real about it. I was looking at a number the other day. They said 1% of men make over $500,000 a year. 1%, right? That says, in a nutshell, that it's not enough people that are overcoming. It's not enough men that are overcoming. It's not enough people in general that are overcoming. We got to overcome. We got to push through. If you got a dream, you got to push through it. You're going to get hit in the mouth, but you got to continue getting up. You got to continue getting up, which, you know, we're not even talking about making sure that your sideline is right. Because, you know, I always look at those movies of the boxer got hit like boom, and the boxer got knocked out. And while the boxer's on the ground, you always hear the sideline. You always hear the corner saying, get up. Get up. That's why you gotta make sure you have the right people in your corner. But we ain't even talking about that right now, right? Yeah. Because you got to have something in you, not to just hear people say you're gonna get up, but to get up.
Oh, man, y'all gotta forgive me, man, because my mind goes a lot of different places at a lot of times. And when you said that, all I can think about is that Rocky movie. And it was like, throw in the towel, man.
Right.
Throw the towel in.
Right.
Hey, you know, it's funny you say that. If you got somebody either saying throw in the towel, you got somebody saying get up. You know what I'm saying? It's important to know who's in that corner.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? You might be out on the mat, and the person that's slapping the mat wakes you back up. And you're like, oh, hold up, I'm still in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives you the second or the two that you need to get up, get back to your feet, and get back in the fight.
That's right.
Because you can give up on life only if you choose to. Mm-hmm. Or you can fight only if you choose to, because the fight is yours.
That's right.
You got to determine, are you going to be an overcomer, or are you going to let that adversity overcome you?
Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I remember 4 years ago, before I started my current business, I was at a particular place, man. Nobody really realized it, but I felt like I was dying inside. But I didn't know that. I didn't know until later, until I looked at it the right way, is that I was overcoming. Because no matter what that feeling was inside of me, I just kept grabbing. I kept grabbing for that next life. I kept grabbing for my dreams. I kept grabbing for a better life. Like, we don't celebrate ourselves enough for that grab. We don't celebrate ourselves enough for pulling ourselves up. No matter how hard it is, you're still moving. No matter how hard it is, you still got that grit in your heart, when there's somebody else that had the same opportunity to continue pushing, and like you did, they gave up. They gave up and went the other way, right? That's why we have to make sure that we're accepting and embracing that overcoming spirit, that overcoming nature, that overcoming, like, I'm going to continue getting where I need to go. Because had I not continued doing that, no way would I have put myself in a position to be where I am today. I would not have continued overcoming. I would have stopped then. With that being said, if you're watching this, I want you to put in the comments, overcoming. I'm overcoming. Because it's super important to understand where you are and to be able to speak it out loud, to be able to put it in the universe and to continue telling yourself exactly that I'm overcoming.
You know what? Go a step further. Don't put just what you're overcoming, but call it out there. What are you overcoming? I'm overcoming equal sign, yield sign, this. Yeah. I like a little arrow, me personally. Like right there, this is what I'm overcoming. You know what I mean? I'm overcoming this right here. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm overcoming with. If you can help me, because you already know I'm in a fight of my life. I'm out here trying to overcome this. Whatever this is for you. Put it out there. Let the world know. Look, I'm working and fighting against this. If you can give me a helping hand, help me whoop it.
I'm overcoming. I'm overcoming. It's like a lot of people don't want to give a real story. A lot of people don't want to be real, right? You got to be real when you up out here, right? Because there's people that are going to be following your lead. See, people want to deal with real people anyway, right? Nobody wants to deal with somebody that said, hey, look, I came out already. I had it all already. You know, you should follow me. You know, they're gonna be like, well, I didn't have it all already. How can you help the people that didn't have it all? How can you help the people that's going through some stuff? How can you help the people that are overcoming? How can you help those people? Like, so with understanding that, you being that person, don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to speak your truth and understanding where you're going. You're overcoming. You're overcoming doubt, overcoming fear. Overcoming people not believing in you, overcoming so many different things. What are you overcoming? Speak it out.
And be transparent with yourself, because a lot of times you'll find yourself in a position where we like to keep the things that we're struggling with tucked away.
Tucked away.
Put it in the dark. We don't want nobody to see what we're struggling with. And the problem with that is oftentimes that it may be somebody that could just help you get right over that obstacle, that hurdle in your life. Someone that can change that for you so quickly, and only if they knew. But see, the thing is oftentimes you're struggling in silence. That misery is walking around with you on your shoulders and nobody even knows. You just put an overcoat over so they didn't see it. And now you're walking around like the hunchback of Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows that you're carrying all this with you, this weight that somebody can help you easily overcome. What does it?
She says, I'm overcoming any obstacles that come up with me writing my book.
Hey, there you go. I like that.
I love it. I love it.
And I want to hear the book. I want to read.
I can't wait. You put it out there now, girl. You ain't lying. You put it out there right now, girl. I can't wait to see what it is you're gonna do. You know, we had an author on the show last week, I believe. And the most important thing is just to keep writing.
Yep. She said start.
Just start. Just keep on it. Right. And I already know that you're gonna finish that book. And that's right. That's right, Yesenia. That's right.
Accountability. You put it up there. The accountability. It comes up. The accountability. We're gonna ask you about that book. You're like, hey, what's going on with that book?
That's right. Yesenia, make sure that you go and growlivedream.com and you make a post. Put a post up about that. And we're gonna all collectively hold you accountable to do that.
Definitely.
Okay. Make sure that you do that. growlivedream.com. You know, it's amazing understanding that people overcome things every single day, T. Hutton.
Yeah.
They overcome things every single day. Listen, I was in bed this morning. I was like, why don't I want to get that? Why do I want to get up? I overcame a lazy spirit this morning. I don't know what it was, right? But I bust out of that bed. I got up out of there. I said, I gotta get up out of here. That was me overcoming, me just wanting to lay there. How many of you in the morning, when you could have just stayed asleep, right? You just want to just lay in bed, but you like, you know what? I got to get up. Have you went through that before? Y'all talk to me. Have you went through that before?
Man, that spirit was nationwide. I was over here hanging out at my house too. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was over here sitting on my side of the bed like, say, bro, it's cool, man. We got time.
Right? Just like,
we got time. You good. You good. Hey, look, but watch how your mind works, though, LeVar. So I go back to sleep because I didn't break the spirit that quick. I go back to sleep. As soon as I go back to sleep, I have a dream that I ain't in my lane and I get sideswiped by 18-wheeler. I get right up out the bed. Because oftentimes you'll find yourself in a position that ain't even your position to be in. And it'll snap you back to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long post. I was trying to read it too.
Yeah. You see, we both read. Please, really quick, do me a favor, because I'm not sure who this is. I know you came from out of one of my groups. I'm not sure. So make sure that you put your name where it says Facebook user. Make sure that you tell us who that is. That way we can speak to you directly. But go ahead, T Hutton. I mean, that's crazy in itself. And I wait, real quick. I appreciate you being so transparent.
Yes.
I appreciate you being so transparent, and it matters. Transparency matters, especially to the right people. And you make sure that you go to growlivedream.com as well, and go ahead and put a post up as well, right? Because we want to be able to hold each other accountable. We want to be able to be a rock and a foundation for each other, which is what we're doing and what we're building on this community. Transparency is everything. What's up, the beautiful Valika, Jessica? What's going on? But yeah, transparency is amazing. Go ahead, T Hud.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, one of the things we want to do is actually be able to help each other. Mm-hmm. And the way that we help each other is by knowing that we have needs. So we truly appreciate your transparency in the group. Like you said, go over to the group, make a post, and allow us to help you work on whatever it is that you're trying to work on, because that's what we're here for.
Yes, you're the Facebook user.
Hey, look, I was sitting there, I'm like, well, it might be multiple Facebook users, so I don't know exactly which one it is. I was like, I think that's you.
Yeah, we talking to you. Listen, I'm absolutely loving this episode. I'm loving this episode because it's funny. I was actually just looking at the amazing Miss Valika Jessica. She's an amazing actress and an actor coach. Listen, we were talking one day about already knowing what your acceptance speeches are, right? When you get these major awards, okay, and understanding that a lot of people just see the acceptance speech, but they don't realize the immense amount of overcoming that came before that acceptance speech was able to be spoken.
Yeah.
You think about it. You have to do something special in this life. You got to continue overcoming. You got to continue pushing, and you got to have a vision for your life. You got to be like, listen, I already know that I'm meant for absolute greatness. So every time you go through stuff, when you know it like that, when you know your why like that, no matter what you going through, you see the end goal. You see where you're going. You know why specifically you're doing what you're doing. That's why you continue overcoming.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. As I look across my life and I look back at my youth and I look to where I'm going now, and it's like, man, like I'm closer. I remember listening to a song a while back, LeVar, and I listened to it like literally. I listen to it on a regular basis, honestly. It's an old gospel song, and the character is talking about how when he looks back over the course of his life, it's a kind of spiritual song, and he talks about how like he can see all the hills, you know what I'm saying, all the valleys. And he's talking about, he started off, he says, when he look out in front of him, it's just more hills and more hills and more hills. And he's like, man, he starts to get that hopeless feeling. He knows the goal, but he starts to get that hopeless feeling. But then when he looks back from where he's already come, and it seems like it's way more hills and valleys behind him, it motivates him to keep going forward. And that's that thing in life. You're going to have some stuff that you're going to have to overcome. But when you look back at all the things you've already overcome, that should push you forward.
Wait. Two things. Sarah, yes, it does not say Facebook user anymore. Thank you very much. But you just said something. Back to what you were just saying. You're just saying something when you look back. We got to make sure that we're reflecting on our wins.
Yeah.
He didn't say he didn't say I just thought about all the times I lost. He's talking about how far I've come. We got to reflect on our wins, y'all. Reflect on our wins. See, Hutton, that's great. You know, that's absolutely amazing. I love that song as well.
Yeah. So, you know, to closing us out today, let's be real transparent with each other moving forward, and let's understand that adversity is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're asking you to do is be a overcomer. I want to know when adversity hits you, do you have that ing in you? Do you really kick it into gear and start to overcome things?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you fighting? Are you overcoming? Do you have that ing in you? Because if you don't and you want to develop it, we're here to help you do so. We need you to be transparent with us, and we'll help you become accountable and move forward towards those goals. Whatever the barriers are, there is a way to either get over them, around them, or most importantly, through them. Continue the good fight and know that whatever your dreams are, whomever you're doing it for, whatever LeVar said that why is worth it. And continue to fight and overcome because your life is worth it. Go ahead, LeVar.
Y'all got this. This episode has been absolutely amazing for my heart. It's been amazing for my spirit. It's been amazing in general because we have an obligation, and that obligation is to overcome. That obligation is to continue pushing. That obligation is to go through the adversity, but go through it with grace. Forgive yourself for all the times you might have failed with going through it, but pick back up and continue moving. Pick it up and make it happen. You have what it takes to be that person that continued to go through and fight, kept fighting, kept coming, and built a life that you deserve. So we appreciate everybody for jumping on here, jumping on Grow, Live, Dream. Y'all make sure you go to growlivedream.com. Make sure that y'all share this. Make sure that you comment, like, make sure y'all go over to growlivedream.com and let us know some of the things you would like for us to speak about. We getting ready to expand this thing into so many different territories. Y'all have no idea what's to come. I'm absolutely in love with what's next. Once again, this is Grow, Live, Dream. My name is LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother T. Hutton, the motivator, and we will holler at you guys soon. Let's make it happen.